incense, but incense is very, very important. Let me show you in Revelation 8, the 8th chapter, and I'm gonna read verse 3. Revelation 8 and 3. It says, "And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer," just like we had censer. That's what you put the incense in, and you wave it around, something like what you see the Catholic popes be doing when they have their incense and so forth. You have a censer. You can have that. We have that too. You can just have the incense in it. You do like that, and it just goes all over the air, in the air of the room. "And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne." And the saints, when you read Psalms 148:14, are the children of Israel. So if they're not the children of Israel, the Most High ain't hearing it nowhere. They just mimicking the things that we done. You see what I'm saying? But they're not of the children of Israel. The Most High ain't hearing their prayer. It says, "Offer it with the prayers of all saints who are the 12 tribes of Israel upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints, the 12 tribes of Israel, ascended up before the Most High, while Mashiach out of the angel's hand." See? So this is why we have the frankincense and myrrh incense, and we burn it to the glory of the Most High, because the angels takes the incense, goes to Mashiach to the Most High, to the throne of the Most High. You see? That's why it's here. You look at in the law, we're doing this. Is why Moses is telling them this is for atonement for the sins of Israel, for them going against the Most High. When they think they're going against man, but they're really going against the Most High. Because the Most High is the one that is operating in men to bring forth the truth back into this world. And just like it is with Moses and Aaron here.
I got a question now. It's on point though. So you really can't say your prayer without the incense. Like when you pray at home, you have to have the.
You're supposed to have it.
It's mandatory by law that you actually have your frankincense and myrrh, so your prayers can go to the Most High. Therefore, if you're not using the frankincense and myrrh, that means that your prayers aren't going to Him.
Not necessarily. Because sometimes we got to pray in a moment of time. You know what I mean? But when you can, then you should. You know what I mean? Whenever you can, you should. You see what I'm saying? If you have it, like I have it, I'm gonna burn it. Pray. If you don't have it, and just like we get ready to leave now, and something happened, and we in the car, the truck. We don't have no incense burning in the truck. We gotta pray.
Right.
This will happen. You see what I'm saying? You gotta pray all the time. Pray without ceasing. But when you have the opportunity to have a stable place where you're at and you can burn the incense, then you burn it. You see what I'm saying? It's because you're not gonna have incense. You know what I mean? You're gonna have incense with you. You're gonna burn incense, or you want to pray on the bus. You can't pray on the bus. Something happens. You can't pray on the bus because of the train, because they'll put your butt in jail.
Right.
So you try to set it. You got, you know what I mean? You got everybody in there. You can't pray there. You know what I mean? You can pray, but you can't burn that incense. You see what I'm saying? So whenever you stable, you at home, or you in a vicinity where you can burn it, it's okay. Then you burn the incense and send up the prayers. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. But Aaron here in verse 46 of number 16, he's praying for the atonement, forgiveness of sins, for there is wrath gone out from the Most High. The plague is begun. That's why when you look at 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. 1 Corinthians, 10th chapter. Give you an example. It says, we're in the wilderness. And it says in verse 4, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. Where that's at? That's right in the wilderness, because it's talking about verse 2, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. You see, the children of Israel. So now I was letting you know that rock that followed us was Mashiach Yahushua. That's why the glory of the Most High came down. What was he? An angel, a spirit. But you got to be spiritual to see this. It says, verse 5, but with many of them, the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Remember, he said, going to kill all of them, except for Joshua and Caleb and their children. Now, these things that we're reading about were our examples. You see? These are our examples that we're reading about in the law, in Numbers. These are our examples. To the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. And don't do the same things that they done. You see? Because people don't understand. They don't understand. They really don't understand this day. So that's why they do the same thing. They come up against the man of the Most High and not realizing it's not the man of the Most High you come against, it's the Most High. Then when things happen, they wonder why. Because they came against, just like Moses. I mean, he have his men that he say he brings his word through his pastors, the prophets. You see? Neither be ye idolaters as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play in idolatry. Neither let us commit fornication as some of them committed and fell in one day. 23,000 fell in one day. Neither let us tempt Mashiach as some of them. Where we at? What period of time he talking about in 1 Corinthians 10th chapter? In the wilderness. We're in the wilderness. For those that want to gainsay. Neither let us tempt Mashiach as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye. We've been reading about them doing what? Murmuring. Neither murmur ye as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. So Mashiach Yahushua is also called the destroyer. You see? Now all these things happen unto them for examples. These things that we read about are examples for us. And they are written for our admonition. They are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. You see? Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. You better hear. You better hear what he's saying. That's why we got to go over this. We got to go through this because you ain't going through it by yourself. So somebody ought to go through it with you to show you, okay, this correlates with what it is. That's all they had was the law and the prophets. They didn't have nothing else to read. They had the New Testament. They only had the law and the prophets. For those that are gainsaying on the New Testament, all they had was the law and the prophets. That's why they give you understanding of who it was, the glory of the Most High that followed us. That was the rock, the Mashiach Yahushua. But he's still the word of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? So what is he bringing? The voice of the Most High brings forth what? A speech or words. So that words that the Most High spoke through the voice came through a Mashiach Yahushua through the angel. Who was dealing with Moses when you read Exodus, the 3rd chapter, the 2nd verse. It's not, he ain't dealing directly with the Most High. Not face to face with the Most High. The flesh and blood can't go before the Most High. That's why we got to make a change. And we're going to make it before the Most High when he be all in all. He ain't going to the Most High in his fleshly bodies. Angels ain't up in there with no fleshly bodies. You serious? Most High is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. And his truth is his laws. Be obedient to him. So he said, hey, his wrath is coming, verse 46 of Numbers, the 16th chapter. For there is wrath gone out from the Most High. The plague is begun. Verse 47. Of Numbers, the 16th chapter.
Numbers, chapter 16, verse 47. Aaron took as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation, and behold, the plague was begun among the people, and he put on incense and made an atonement for the people.
That's how important it is. So the plague had already started. People started dying. And he had to run among the congregation and stop people from dying and cry out to the Most High for atonement for the sins that they have done against him. Read.
And he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed.
See, you see, some people died. You start killing people. The destroyer. Remember?
Now they that died in the water, and it died in the
Verse 49. Come on. Now they that died in the plague were 14,700, beside them that died about the matter of Korah. They that died in the plague were 14,700. 14,700. Beside them that died about the matter of Korah. He not including them, the ones he opened up the ground and took all their families and everything that they had and swallowed them up. He ain't talking about them. This plague killed 14,700. Death. You want to come against me? Most I said death to you. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed. It stopped. Number 17 and 1.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers, of all their princes, according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Write thou every man's name upon his rod. And thou shalt write Aaron's name upon the rod of Levi, for one rod shall be for the head of the house of their fathers.
So he's telling them to take a rod according to the house of their fathers. And you know that is the lineage is concerned.